Hello everyone. So for today's Halloween inflatable unboxing video I have for you guys, this is the new for 2021 18-foot tall Nightmare Before Christmas Colossal Jack Skellington with sign Halloween inflatable. And I picked this up at Lowe's a few days ago for $250. And here's the model number for anyone interested in that, and the item number too. Yeah, I'm really glad I was able to pick up the shipping box with this inflatable, and this was made in April this year, for anyone wondering about that. And yeah, I was happy to get this inflatable. I didn't think I would be able to get this inflatable. Luckily, my particular Lowe's store was resetting the aisle and bringing everything down from the rafters into the aisle for some reason. And my local store got this Tuesday, July 27th at 6:08 a.m. So they are just getting these inflatables. Maybe that's why. I know a lot of people weren't able to get this, and they didn't have it in stores yet. They might have been the last inflatables to get. Fortunately, I was able to get this with Dr. Finkelstein. There's the item number of Dr. Finkelstein. And the box art on these Lowe's inflatables is completely different than the at-home box art and the Home Depot box art. You can see, obviously, this box is black. Those boxes are orange. That's something interesting there. I'm glad they didn't repeat the same exact box at all. Big box stores. So yeah, I'm glad it's different. Lowe's decided to do something different with that. Here you can see how huge the Jack really is. I mean, the Dr. Finkelstein isn't really a small box. You can just see how huge it is. Yeah, I am happy I was able to get this inflatable. Alright, so here's the shipping box once again. Unfortunately, it cut the shipping box at the bottom, not the top for some reason. I don't know why they did that. And here's the Jack Skellington box. I really like this box art on these Lowe's Night Before Christmas inflatables. And here's the item number once again. I just really wish this was 20 feet tall and not 18 feet. Especially for the price of $250. I don't see why it couldn't have been 20 feet tall. It's still been $250. I am glad this isn't sold at Home Depot. For example, I think this would have been like $300 or $350 if it was at Home Depot. And I don't think it would have been in stores either. So I am happy that they decided to have this at Lowe's for this year. And this will be the tallest Gemmy Halloween inflatable ever made, from what I remember. So they haven't made 18-foot long Halloween inflatables like the Serpent, but not 18 feet tall. I do think this will be in a dedicated area with all Nightmare Before Christmas decorations, just like Lowe's had for their Minion collection last Christmas. Alright, so here's the Jack Skellington box and the Dr. Finkelstein box. You can see how much similar they are to each other. They really do look good to me. Obviously, they're just basically the same exact design, just different items, different pictures of what the items are. All right, so here's the unboxing of Jack Skellington himself, and you can see it's taped the same as the other base fan Gemmy Halloween inflatables for this year on the sides, which some people like it. I personally do not like it at all. All right, so here's the Jack Skellington inflatable. Open. You can see obviously the instruction manual, the same on each and every inflatable I've ever received. So I don't even know why they add that to the inflatable. This does have the Colossal or large inflatable stakes, I guess you could say. You can see it has obviously 4 of the small, easy to rip out stakes, I call them, because they do not hold up well at all. It has obviously the heavy duty tethers, which I'm glad it has that. 4 of those plastic stakes and some of the twisty stakes, which are nice. I use those to secure these 20-foot or 16-foot and above Colossal inflatables. So I'm glad Gemmy provides those twisty stakes. Alright, so here's Jack unpacked. I'm really, once again, glad Gemmy decided to finally make a Jack Skellington Colossal inflatable. For years now, they've had prototype Colossal Jack Skellington inflatables that have been going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars on eBay. So for them to actually make a production version of that I just think it's great. You can see his banner in Jack's head. Really is a long inflatable. It's not too wide though, like some Colossal inflatables. That is pretty good for people that don't have a lot of space. Might still be able to get this. Now first I'll show you guys the tag of the inflatable. Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton's, and there's the model number, item number, not forget exactly. Gemmy Industries on the base. Now yeah, here's the motor itself. It's a YF 125, and this one was made in May of this year. Yeah, YF 125. I think it's pretty good for this inflatable. I wish it had a YF 200, but pretty good. It inflates tightly enough. Yeah, I'm glad it does not have anything less than a YF 125, or that would have been a huge disappointment. YF 125, in my opinion, is just enough for this inflatable. Anything less would have been a really bad decision. I'm glad they at least went with this inflatable motor. They could have went with the YF 200, but yeah. So for anyone that gets this inflatable, should really watch the light string. My Jack Skellington Colossal inflatable had the light string wrapped around the motor, and you can see that what happens when that's the case. Its head is tilted down. You can obviously see Jack's head is depressed a little bit. It's like flat on the top. I honestly thought that was how it's supposed to be. So I saw Josh's video. I realized that was not how it's supposed to be. And yeah, I'm pretty glad I figured out the solution to that. It was just wrapped around the base. I first thought it was somehow entangled inside Jack himself, or with the light string that goes to his hands. So obviously it's the topmost light I thought was the problem, but actually no, it's the bottom of the light wrapped around the motor of Jack. That's why he has a flat head and it's leaning forward a little bit. So if you do get this inflatable and that's happening, you just gotta unwrap the light string around the base, and that should fix itself. I wish Gemmy would have a little bit more slack to that light so that wouldn't have happened, but it's simple enough to fix in case it happens to you. Yeah, it's simple enough to fix. Alright, so here you can see Jack is fixed now. He does not have a flat head anymore. Obviously that was not correct, just looked weird, and he's not leaning forward anymore. And yeah, you just got to untangle the light string around the base if that happens to you for any reason in the future. For any of these base fan inflatables, I've never had that happen to me before. I don't know why that happened with this one, but yeah, there's Jack Skellington inflated during the day. I think it looks great. I do like the banner a little bit. I really could do without the banner that Jack's holding. It's just cheaply put on there. I honestly think it's going to rip off eventually, with especially the wind, because that is pretty high off the ground. It's at least 7 feet off the ground. But yeah, you can see the Halloween Town portion of it. I tried untangling mine. It just keeps getting tangled. Unfortunately, can't really make out the welcome to part too easily. But yeah, I'm glad it does not say Happy Halloween. At least it says Welcome to Halloween Town. Obviously from the Night Before Christmas, so at least they tried there. It does have some bats on it, which is a nice touch. You can see Jack Skellington himself obviously has the bat bow tie, which I do, at least that inflates. I do like that inflates. Does look really imposing. He also has one light in each hand. You can see his feet here. The stripe part of his costume does not continue over, unfortunately, to the back, so I wish it did, especially for this price, $250. It does inflate pretty tightly. You can see it does not continue, unfortunately, the white part of his clothing, which it did. Does have a exhaust port, I guess you could say, to let out air. I'm going to close that with some tape in the future. I really don't like that at all. It just makes sense to me. But yeah, you can see he has some details there to his outfit. I wish Jack's feet were a little bit bigger. They kind of look small compared to, obviously, Jack himself. Just wish they were a little bit wider. And I do like that the banner is a different color. At least it's not like black. They went with purple. At least they tried that. Wish this had more C7s in it. It obviously has 6 C7s in it, not 10 C7s. I wish it had 10 C7s in it. So one in the head area, one in each hand, and the rest in the body of Jack himself. Yeah, there's Jack's face. Alright, so here's Jack Skellington at night. The C7s do a great job lighting up his face and his chest and his hands. The lack of lights really hurts seeing his suit. You can't really see his suit at all. The lack amount of lights in it, so it's unfortunate. But other than that, I think he lights up pretty well. I wish it had more lights in it, obviously, but the 6 it has do light it up as much as possible. I'm glad they put 2 in each hand, and obviously 1 in the head and the chest. I just wish there was more in Jack himself. And yeah, definitely will probably add a spotlight to it if I keep the banner. I may cut off the banner, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. And yeah, I'm glad they made a Colossal Jack Skellington inflatable. I honestly think this is going to be one of the best-selling Halloween inflatables at Lowe's this year. My store only got 2, as much as I could tell. So right now, they might get 3. I asked the employees, said they probably will get 3, so they probably will get 3. Maybe put 1 on display and have 2 for sale, at least at my particular location. And, yeah, if you see this inflatable, I really like this inflatable, so I highly recommend picking it up as soon as you can. I think this one's going to sell out pretty quickly. And yeah, I'm glad they finally made a Colossal Jack Skellington inflatable. I've wanted one of these for a long time. They've had prototype 12-foot or above Jack Skellington inflatables for some years now. I'm glad Gemmy's finally decided to make a production version of Jack. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.